It's a video nobody asked for, but I figured I'd do it anyway. This is the final race of the Fortune Island Classic, the Sinking Scramble. Me and my Chevrolet 150 sedan, and Alex, Mr. Failrace himself, in the Plymouth Fury. Quick disclaimer, this video is unmonetized, as I am using Alex's footage. Now, start of the race, and you can see that, well, our launches are fairly similar. I'm a bit faster off of the line thanks to my rally tyres, but Alex has the horsepower. He has 305 horsepower, I think he said. I only had 261, so he wins when it comes to out and out horsepower. However, I may have a lighter car. I'm actually not entirely sure. I mean, look, he does have the full roll cages. That's what they're called, I think. Roll cage. So, if anything, that makes his car heavier, and I'm at least a little bit lighter than him. So, I am flying on the dirt. I was a little bit ambitious into that turn. I didn't brake where I should have. But I'm able to make up on my mistake, and I'm able to pull away at least a little bit. However, we're getting down to the water splash, and this was said in the voice comms and by Alex himself. It's quite difficult to judge where to brake, and I say this was perhaps the second best attempt at braking at that turn, thanks to the water splash. Now here you can see Alex is a good 3-4 miles an hour faster uphill than I am, but going around the corners is where he's having a bit more difficulty. He is catching up, but I shift down a gear to give myself a bit more power and torque. That helps me out a little bit and evens us up. You can see I'm using the racing line, and so I'm sort of semi-rigidly following it. That kind of compromised me into that turn. It didn't really matter though in the end, because invisible sticky out wall stopping me dead in my tracks. Fortunately, Alex did slow down. It didn't look like there was much contact on my screen, but it did look like there was contact on Alex's screen. So we'll just pin it on some desync. So Alex's sportsmanlike conduct has put me back up into the lead. It doesn't really last very long though, because I completely misjudged my braking zone thanks to the water splash. Yeah, it's really hard to see the braking zone of the racing line thanks to the water obscuring it, and Alex is now shooting off into the distance, but not so far, Mr. Alex. I admit your car is faster on the straights, but I have grippier tyres, and I'm going to catch up to you in the turns. And yes, I am indeed making a bit of ground, still having to shift down to third at that long sweeping turn. Bit wide there. I'm not sure if I had the right tyre pressures. Maybe it would have helped me grip a bit there. Maybe I had the wrong wheel rims. Maybe that my wheels are too light and they need to be heavier to slow me down or something. I don't know. Grippy. He does a stellar job at defending. I probably should have tried to go outside, but I figured I would be a bit too slow. That's just how it is, I suppose. Straight line on the drag, he is a little bit faster than me. He defends to the inside. Stellar's defending Alex. He's definitely a lot more experienced at it than I am, and his superior power is coming into play once again, but it's not enough. It's only 40 horsepower, and well, as I said, I don't know how heavy his car is. I don't know exactly how heavy my car is. All I know is we're fairly evenly matched up the hill. Now, I was expecting Alex to get a better run through that turn, but because he hit the wall, I ended up going into the back of him. Ultimately, I just didn't quite have the reactions to go around him. I couldn't go around the outside. I might have ended up on the wrong side of the barriers. And going up the insides, I tried. I think I was going a bit too fast. Oh well, doesn't matter. I still am ahead of him. He did try to fight up the inside, but my rally tyres are better on the dirt than his vintage race tyres. I get to this this final turn into the final lap a bit better. It's the best final turn I managed, and for the most part, I was in control of this lap. He is, as always, a bit faster up the hill than I am, but going around this turn, we are more or less equal. He loses too much speed. It gives me a bit of an advantage, and I felt I perfectly got that turn, that corner. I was a bit slippy, slidey, hence why I thought I maybe needed a bit less tire pressure, try and make the car a bit grippier. But I am a bit of a lead-footed driver, so maybe I was just wheel spinning too much, and Alex is a bit more controlled. I just needed to nail this final sector of the track, and for the most part, I was doing that, but the water splash caught me out again. It's always that water splash. I slowed down and I just got things all kind of messy. Didn't get a great run, but fortunately, the finish line was right there, and that's just how close the finishing margin was. So close. So close together. I think the two videos are slightly out of sync there. I mean, I did have to download Alex's video off of YouTube, and it only downloaded in 30 FPS, which is just great. But yeah, that's the race. Thanks for watching.